What's up, guys? This is Mike, aka Mike the Jeepster, and I'm here at my brother's house.
Alright guys, Alex, we're actually here today. We're going to be swapping out brake lines for some extended brake lines. The reason we would want to do that is because we have a 4-inch lift on here, and when we go wheeling, we want to disconnect the end links here. What is this called, guy?
Sway bar disconnect.
Yeah, we have quick disconnects, so we want to go ahead and disconnect those. That way we have a little bit more articulation, or what some people call flexing, whenever we go out on the trail, which we actually plan on doing this coming weekend. So we got these right here. These are made for a 4 to 6 inch lift. Brand name, what are they called, Michael?
I think they're Russell.
Russell is the brand name, and they are used, but we've used them for about what, 200 or 300 miles.
Well, I got them on my Jeep, so you know we used them on the trail over there, and I think they work very well. So I'm okay with them. So let's get started. What's the first step?
First step is to remove the existing brake line. But to do that, I have some tools laid out here, which you guys can see. We'll go over those tools. Of course, we have a ratchet with a T40. That's going to remove the brake line from the frame. Okay, so it's attached to the frame. Then we have a 7/16. The 7/16 actually removes the actual brake line itself from the brake hose. Okay, and then we have a 9/16 that removes the bolt that attaches the brake hose onto the brake caliper. Now I also got 11/16 because these upgraded brake lines use a 11/16 to tighten it. All right, so we're using our 7/16 to go ahead and remove the brake line from the brake hose. Okay, so what I did is I put some cardboard down here to catch the fluid because it's going to leak fluid out, obviously. We're going to replace some of that fluid in the next step, so I ain't too worried about it. Okay, so now what we're doing is I loosened the brake line from the brake hose, and you see it's leaking fluid. I ain't too worried about it, so I'm going to replace it anyway. But now I got my T40, and I'm going to go ahead and take off the bolt, the Torx bolt off of the frame, so I can remove the brake line or the brake hose completely. Now some of you might want to spray some PV blaster on it, but since this Jeep has lived its whole life in the South, I had no issues removing it. There you go, that's been removed. Next thing we're going to do is going to grab our 9/16 and we're going to take out the hose from the brake caliper. Alright, the kit should come with extra washers. I lost mine, misplaced them when I replaced them from the last Jeep. So I'm going to recycle these washers that come on here. Okay. So, alright, so we're going to go ahead and grab the brake hose to the frame before we connect the. So basically, just putting it all back together the way it came out. Okay, one washer goes on the outside, one goes on the inside. So we're going to attach it back to the frame with the T40, so we can then tighten down the brake line. Now that's tight on there, we can go ahead and reinstall the brake line to the brake hose and then tighten it. Be careful whenever you thread this on, because if you thread it at an angle, then you might destroy the soft aluminum on this brake line.
What we're doing right now, we're just pretty much tying them down.
Yeah, I'm just tighten the brake line to the brake hose.
Okay.
We've installed this brake hose. Okay. Next thing we're going to do, everything is tight and snug. Next thing we're going to do is going to go ahead and turn the engine on, turn the wheel, and do the exact same thing to the other side. After we've completed that, we'll go ahead and bleed the brake system to get all the air out. Make sure nothing is leaking, and then we should be good to go.
All right, so I'm not gonna refilm that because obviously it's just pretty much the same on the other side. So the next part will be us trying to bleed the brakes. All right, guys. So we got all the brake lines installed. So we're on to the next step. So what is the next step, dude?
The next step is we need to bleed all the air out of the brake system. Because whenever we open the brake lines, obviously the fluid got out, the air got inside, so we got to get that air out. This was pretty low. I went ahead and topped it off, And what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up the caliper. We're gonna pump the brake until we have this little handy tool right here. We're gonna connect this into the caliper, and then we're gonna pump the brake. And then once we see a solid line of fluid coming out with no air bubbles, you see that has bubbles in it. Once it's completely solid, then we're gonna close the valve on the caliper, and that brake should be good. Okay, and we'll do that to the front. Some people say to do all four, but in reality, I've done just the front whenever I change these two brake lines, and I haven't had any issues. So it's up to you if you want to do all four or not. I'm doing the front.
All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So what's the first step to do?
Well, the first thing we're going to do is I already topped off the fluid, so
top
we
off
have
the fluid.
to go ahead and pump it out. And then we're going to go ahead and come back over here. All right, so this is what we got. We got a 3/8 box wrench, which we're going to use to loosen the valve. And I also got this little tool here, like I pointed out earlier. It's a bleed-o-matic. It had a magnet on it, but it broke off. It's supposed to stick on right there, but put it right here instead. Got that in there. We're going to loosen this valve right here so it can release the air. Then we're going to pump the brake, and we're going to watch the fluid and see until basically it's a nice line and there's no air in there. We're going to have to watch also the main reservoir up in the engine bay and make sure it doesn't go past a certain point, go too low, or we might be sucking in more air and not going to do any good. So let's go ahead and get that started, and let's see how it goes. Alright, so you see that solid brake fluid in that tube indicates that we no longer have air in the lines. When we first started pumping it, there was gaps everywhere. We had a lot of air, so we're good to go. And we always want to start from the farthest brake line from the actual reservoir. So we started on this side. So now that we got this one completed, we're going to go ahead and move to the other side and do the same process. And then once that's done, we'll test drive it, make sure it's not too spongy. If it is, we have to repeat the process again. But let's go ahead and move to the next side. Alright, so we just completed the extended brake line install. So now what we're going to do is we're going to test drive the vehicle, make sure that it stops and it doesn't feel too spongy.
That's very important, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So go ahead and take a spin. Alright, so everything's normal, right?
Everything good. Feels normal.
So you're good to go?
Good to go.
Alright guys, so that pretty much completes the install. If you guys have any questions or comments, just post them down below. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. Every week there'll be a new video. And I'll see you guys next week sometime. Later.